Are we live?
Yeah,
What?
I'm watching on YouTube.
We're live? No way. Seriously? Oh, come on. Oh, we got Joe Hervey saying it's 9:00. So he's Eastern time. Hey guys.
Hey, guitar dudes and dudettes.
How's everybody doing tonight? Oh, we got some dead air, man. We can't have that.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure out how everything's working here, but I think we finally made it on. Hey, what's up, everybody?
How's everybody doing tonight?
Still trying to figure out the whole delay.
Yeah. So I'm Dave.
And I'm Brian.
And we're
the Live Wires.
So let's see who we got tonight. Well, I see Mr. R2R3 in the house. And I see Mr. Six String Brian. Hope you had a good birthday the other day and hope you had a good holiday.
Six String Brian just got back from vacation.
We got Terry Himes and we got Mr. Ben Mozzie. How you doing, Mozzie? Mr. Joe Hervey, Ben Henry, Brad Miller, Guitar Hack in the chat. Good evening, Mr. Hack. Hope you're doing well. Lars Guitars. Good evening, sir. Dale Palmer in the house. How you doing, Dale? Hope you're doing well tonight. And let's see who else we got. So Mr. Jason Wade is in here as well. How you doing this evening, Jason?
Dale Palmer, I see. Joe Hervey, Brad Miller, Lars Guitars.
Denny Allen. Hey, Denny. Hope you're doing well. Jay Steen. I had to scroll back.
It jumps on you every now and then.
Layla's Guitar Daddy. How you doing?
Appreciate y'all coming and joining us tonight. Episode number 3. Trying to back up episode number 1 and number 2. Not an easy task, but I think we might be on to something tonight. We got a pretty good guest.
Yeah, we got a good guest. I think we got a pretty good show lined up for you guys. We're adding a new segment in tonight. We'll see how that goes. I hope you guys enjoy that. Let's see. We got the usual suspects. These go to 11. We got Circüit Breakers, which that seems to be a pretty big hit in every around the show. We got what else we got tonight, Brian?
We have the Red Hots, which is the new segment we're gonna debut tonight. So we're gonna talk about some gear that my buddy Dr. Dave here has located on the interwebs that y'all might be interested in. Some pretty good deals out there that we located, and we're gonna talk about those for a minute. And then, of course, we'll have the Circüit Breakers at the end of the show. You have to stick around for that. That's kind of our music news and comedy segment. And we've got some pretty funny music news stories for you tonight, we think. Hey, Mitch. Hey, what's up? Mitch Heyman just joined in.
Hey, Mitch. Mozzie just shot me a question real quick. Let me go ahead and address that real quick before we
fire it up, and then we'll get our guest in.
Mozzie, not necessarily. What you need to watch for is you need to watch for the neck that actually separating from the body. Just cracks around the finish especially in like Gibson Lynn, that's kind of normal. Lacquer does crack. If it's a poly finish, then you might have a little something more to be worried about. You might have the neck might be pulling away from the body. So it's something to watch for, something to watch out or to look for. And I'm assuming you're referring to a set neck on bolt-on. That's pretty normal to see cracks in the finish around the neck pocket. Just keep an eye on it, but it shouldn't be a big deal. There's a lot of stress in those neck pockets, especially where the neck bolts on. I've got on a couple of my bolt-ons, I've got finish cracks. It just happens, man. So, yeah. So Shadow has the cone.
Poor Shadow.
He got his little nuts clipped off yesterday. So, yeah, poor little guy. But anyway, I digress.
That makes me sore just talking about it.
I'm telling you, poor guy. Felt bad for it, but
Just been here. Sweet.
So,
well, you ready to bring this guest in, brother?
Oh yeah. So we've got the Shredmeister from McShredsville. The one and only, no other can compare. We've got Mr. R2R3 Lockingnut in the house. Hey, it's R2.
Hey!
That way. Hey.
Double standing ovation.
Hey.
Check it out. R2.
Thank you, my brothers.
On our humble little show. How did this even happen?
Yeah, man. How did I stumble upon this?
I don't know.
Pretty
How
cool.
did we talk you into doing this?
Right?
More like the question.
Pay me later, man. Pay me later.
Oh, check
What's
out
up, everybody in the chat, man?
Yeah. R2, the man. He's the man around town.
Thanks, bro. You guys are too kind.
No.
Yeah.
No.
What's up, Joe Herbie? Metal brother.
Yeah, we got all the buddies are in the chat, man.
Yeah, it's good to see everybody.
Yeah.
It is
Awesome.
good to see everybody. We appreciate everybody. This is our second show on the new channel, R2. So we did the first one on Dave's channel. And of course, this channel doesn't have near as many subs as Dave or I have on our individual channel. So we're trying to grow this thing and get it going.
Yeah.
So
Let's do it, everybody.
Because we're having fun with this. And everybody,
Awesome.
I got to tell you now, Dave, can you do me a favor and throw this up in the chat for me? So our pal here, R2R3 Lockingnut, is literally like 2 or 3 subs away from 300. And we got to make that happen tonight. So anybody that's in the chat tonight that's not already subbed to R2, you got it. There it is right there. You got to run over there and let's get the dude over 300. We got to break the next barrier.
If you guys don't know, that guy right there, in my world, he's below me. So that guy right there is a wizard on the neck, man.
Come on, man. Thanks, man.
He's
You guys are too
a
kind.
player.
Neck wizard.
He is a neck wizard. So yeah, if you haven't already subbed to R2, go check him out. Please give him your support. We'd appreciate it.
Absolutely. Just for no other reason but coming on with us.
Wait.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
Guys, we got to do the thing. I just saw him. Show up.
Here on 3?
Yeah, on 3.
Quinn!
Quinn!
I think I was early.
What's up, buddy?
You went 3, and I was the only one that went. What's up, Q? Are you getting back in your place soon, man? I hope. Are you going to adopt that kitten? If you guys don't follow Quentin on Facebook, he's been feeding all of his turkey meat to a
the turkey.
cute little kitten named Spot hanging around the hotel.
Quentin watches my videos and he says I cheat.
You just lit the wrong end of my cigarette. There's nothing worse than that.
Hey, Brian. Don't do that, man. That's nasty.
It's nasty habit, smoking filters. Quentin, hey Soda, what's up, buddy? So listen, we've got our guest on tonight. Of course, the first segment of the Livewire show is a little Q&A, little guest Q&A action coming your way with the umlaut, which makes it even better.
And I haven't studied, man. I didn't have time to study.
Because there will be a quiz.
There's going to be a test.
Dave arranged for you to be on. I don't know if he told you were going to get grilled or not.
Yeah, I heard something around the lines of that. Yeah.
Let Daniel.
But I'm ready, man.
You're ready to do this thing, right?
I'm drinking my vitamin water right now.
Okay, so you've got all your brain cells are all energized and all the circuits are firing.
Let's do it.
We should be good to go then.
If we were talking gear, man, let's do it.
Well, we might be talking some gear. That might be.
Is this the gear channel?
No. This is not know your gear. This is like pretend like you know your gear. It's the same but different. So guys,
there you go.
Have questions. Same for the end. So we're gonna run through the questions we've prepared for R2, whether he likes it or not. And then when you get to we get to the end, if you guys get questions, tag me or Dave or the live wires or R2, and we'll get to those. So
do I get like a lifeline, or can I ask a friend in the chat?
You can call a friend. Call a friend. What show was that from? I remember that. That was great. They get stuck. They're like, "Can I call a friend?"
Wasn't that where they do the taxi rides? You take you to your destination and they would ask you questions.
No, that's called Cash Cab. Cash Cab.
Yeah,
I love Cash Cab. That's a great one. That's a good one.
That's awesome.
All right. So first guitar is rather generic. When did you first start playing guitar, and who or what was your inspiration to do that?
Woo! Wow. When did I start playing guitar? When I was around, I want to say 16 years of age. So that was like in the mid to late 80s.
Mid to late 80s.
Good time to play.
Oh, heck yeah, man. That's a real good
guitar.
time.
So as you can see, a lot of my flame and flyer and style comes from that kind of era of the hairband / super strat, Floyd Rose, dive bombing, vibrato, crazy, just solos. Beautiful solos back then, man. Some great musicians back then.
Totally underrated. I agree 100%. That's all my music too. So good answer.
Yeah.
When you first started playing, did you come from a musical family, or how did you get into it?
No, honestly, I think I think I was the only one from my family that was really into music. My parents always knew that I was going to do something music related. I'm kind of thankful my mom sold my bike. There's a story to my bike. I don't want to get into it. It was a stolen bike that I had, and my mom was worried that my brother and I would get arrested for it.
You had a hot bike.
So it was a hot bike. She gave it to my cousin, and she goes, "If I get rid of your bike, I'll buy you a guitar." And I'm like, "Ooh, yes."
Deal.
And that was the deal, man. We went to the music store, and she got rid of my bike. I was so upset, but I came home with a late 80s Strat copy Epiphone, and I still have it. I still have it to this day. I mean, it's good.
We're gonna get to that here in a minute. We're working our way down to that, because I watched your video that you put out in April today. So we're probably gonna have to hit on that a little bit. So that kind of leads into the follow-up then. Was your family supportive in your guitar playing endeavor? And obviously, to get you out of trouble, your mom got you a guitar. So I would have to say that was somewhat supportive.
There you go. Yeah, absolutely. My dad didn't want me to have a guitar. He thought it was a waste of time, and he didn't think I was going to take it serious. And my mom said, let him give it a shot. And what I started doing is I was picking it up really quick by ear, and I started playing stuff from my parents. And that's when I saw the look on their faces when they kind of went like, I think you might be doing something with this. And then my mom has pictures of me that she took, that when she would go check up on me, I'd be in my bedroom, and she'd go, "You're still playing that guitar. You've been playing that guitar all day." And I didn't move I just had headphones, and I would listen to music and try to figure out the guitar. And she'd just be like, "You're obsessed with this thing." But she loved it because, you know what? I stayed in my room and I played that damn thing. Here's the funny thing is, I didn't have an amp. I did not have an amplifier. I had an electric guitar with no amp.
That's because your mom was smart.
My sister bought me this little practice. It almost looked like one of those pig nose. I don't know if you guys remember those pig nose amps.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this was like the Sears brand, cheapy. Put a couple batteries in it, and it was nasty. But I figured out how to play Metallica back then.
Through your little pig nose amp?
Yeah. So I put it upside down in my on my bed and put the comforter and pillow on top of it and crank it all the way up, and the speaker would just go. And I'm like, yeah, there's my distortion. So
the pillow was your first ever like muff, your big muff pedal.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's funny.
All right. Well, so this next question is going to predate the answer from the answer you just gave us. When you were little, before you got a guitar, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Oh, new question.
Yeah. I wanted to be the three-headed monster of David Gilmour, Jimmy Page, and Eddie Van Halen.
Ooh.
Oh, really? So you wanted to be a guitar player even before you had a guitar? Then.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I was my brother used to say that anytime he'd bring the Hit Parader Circus magazine back in the day, I would just stare at like just the people, Jimmy Page holding the guitar or anything like that. And I was just like, he's like, dude, you're looking at that thing like it's like a dirty mag or something, you know? But
my first
guitar porn.
My first guitar was a Slazenger tennis racket. And I would go down to literally like I could ride my bike 4 minutes and be at the little corner grocery store, and they had the magazine rack, right? And of course there would be a Circus or Hit Parader or whatever, and it would just be Kiss on the cover and the Kiss pull-out poster. And I would never buy one, but I would sit there and read them all cover to cover.
Yeah, man, it was awesome.
Well, and you know, in the 80s, it was great because you know, we had guitar for the practicing musician, and we had guitar.
There was no internet. If you wanted to read something, you had to actually have the print and know how to read.
Well, I couldn't wait for that, man. I'd love to go grocery shopping with my mom because you would walk down the magazine aisle and go, "Oh my God, there's a new magazine out, man!" Oh, you would just sit there and look through it.
Up on the top and Playboy and whatever else up there.
Yeah, but I was the kid that was going up to my mom like, "Can I buy this?" Yeah. Just put it in the cart, and I'm like, I'm gonna read it while you're walking around the grocery store.
You haven't read before you get out of the store.
I kept some of those magazines, those early magazines.
Box too. Yeah, I have a box of them too myself. Yeah,
I've got
my comic books.
Yeah, I've got quite a few from the late 80s and early 90s myself.
Yeah,
all right, so next question for you, R2, and you already touched on this a little bit. And if anybody that's just now subbed to your channel or already subbed to your channel saw the video you put out in April, which was your top 10 guitars, they're going to know the answer to this. But tell us what your first guitar was, and do you still have it? Yeah, that's the Candy Apple Red. Can you grab it, or is it handy?
You know what? No, it's not.
Don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. Listen, if they want to see
I would have to uncover a bunch of guitar cases to get to it.
Dave, post the link to his channel again. If they want to see it, they'll have to go watch the video.
Yeah, but I can describe it. It's a Candy Apple Red Strat copy, but I put a carven neck on it, and I actually,
Epiphone,
I still have the Epiphone neck. I just took it off. Still have the neck.
Because Gibson is suing, and yet they built a Strat copy.
A Strat copy. Because I wanted a Fender Strat, and when my mom saw how much it was, she's like, yeah. What about that one? It looks the same. And I went like, you know what? It's an Epiphone. Because that, going back to the guitar for the practicing musician, that's what they were advertising back then, is Epiphone for the, you know, the kid that can't afford the Gibson, you know.
Or the mom that's not going to spend Gibson money.
Yeah, exactly it. So, yes, I still have it, Candy Apple Red. I completely modify it. So, like Brian said, go to the video and you'll see it's got a black pickguard with just a single humbucker. Warmoth made it a red Oreo cookie. I call it an Oreo cookie because the pickguard has the black. Instead of it being white, it's red. It's black, red, black. And so it just blends in real nice with the guitar. And it's got a Wilkinson bridge on it. an ebony fretboard. The neck is from Carvin. I remember ordering it from the mail order catalog, and it came with a pallet neck. It looked like a paddle. It looked like a paddle, and so I remember my wife.
Oh, you whittled it down yourself.
We were dating, and she goes, "What are you going to do with that?" Because she thought that's what the guitar headstock was going to look like. She's like, "What are you going to put tuners on that thing?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And I drew it out like what I wanted to do, and that's the shape you see in the video. And then I put Schaller locking nuts on it, locking nuts. I'm all about the locking nut, the tuners.
You designed your head shape in is a lot better than a lot of the actual head shapes that are out there. Frankly,
you know what's weird? It's you know Solar guitars, right? Solar guitars. That's my headstock shape, but backwards, reversed. Right. So when I saw Solar guitars, I go, dude, I designed that thing back in the late '90s, early 2000s. Yeah, so I still have that guitar. No, man, I love Ola. Ola England is awesome. Awesome guitar, man.
Just a quick shout out. A couple more Krell Bar got in the chat. Music Gear Network, which is our buddy Eric, who's rebranded his YouTube channel. Good to see you, Eric. We're all going to be checking out Music Gear Network. Thanks for
Soda.
Brad
Eric,
Miller.
Nocturnal. Thank you, Nocturnal.
Yeah,
Mark
Nocturnal. Yeah. Chicken Guitars in the chat.
Butterfly and Ladybug show is in. So good to see everybody. Thanks for jumping in, gang. Appreciate you tonight joining the show. So next question for you, R2. And this is how I kind of know you. What got you started in wanting to do a YouTube channel? And as part of that, how did you end up being like a moderator on so many of the different channels that we all watch? How'd that all come about?
Man, great question, man. Good question. No, what did I want to? Let's see. When I
come up with one or two decent questions.
Yeah, man, that's a great question because I was thinking about that the other day. How I got into the YouTube thing. I was watching YouTube without being. I didn't have a channel. I didn't do an account, and I would watch things and. The last guitar I bought was the 2007 custom shop Charvel. So there was a 10-year hiatus there. So from 2007
that was some
to 2017, man, I didn't buy a guitar at all. And my wife was like, unbelievable. No kidding. I
make it 10
sometimes
days.
To this day, she goes, I can't believe you did that. All the gear that you have, she's like, you're a good boy. You play with all your old toys. It was like you're being a little kid and you grow up and you go, well, I'm going to go back and play with my old toys.
I'm still playing with the same Tonka trucks.
So I stumbled upon Johnny Bean and Eric. EBH. So I'll say that. Just looking up the topic, Eddie Van Halen. What I was in that 10-year hiatus that I wasn't playing, solos were not really a big thing. There's a lot of people not playing anything with a locking nut, anything with a Floyd Rose. Everything was a string through, whatnot, with a tail piece, stop tail. And my buddy, my guitar player, and my bandmate, and everybody switched to that too. They're like, dude, the Floyd Rose is done. It's all gone. Nobody does that anymore, dude. That's from the 80s and 90s, and now it's like this is a different era. You still playing your Floyd Rose guitars? And I told him, I go, I am not giving that up, man. I love that shit.
Good for you.
So, just out of curiosity, I started looking up Floyd Rose, Eddie Van Halen, Lockingnut, and stumbled upon these fine gentlemen. And there you go. It starts from there. And
obviously that has something to do with the YouTube username that you chose.
Yeah, that's when I started realizing, it was almost like a code word. a lot of people did not know what R2, R3 means.
Which was what makes it cool.
It's the stamping behind the actual size of the locking nut that you use depending on the width of the neck of the
R2 is
guitar.
a 42 millimeter. R3 is a 43 millimeter width.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's different types too, but that's the most popular. R2, R3. I know Kramer would use R4s sometimes. But that's I'm not going to use that name.
If you went R3, R4 locking nut, it would get redundant.
No, that's my troll guy that keeps on harassing me.
Because you R4 locking nut.
Hey, I had to break out the big gun. Sorry, guys.
we all have our trolls. Well, since we're talking bourbon, I am having my friend Guitar Hack, who is in the chat, will recognize this because the night that we spend at the cigar bar with Joe Bonamassa, this is the beverage.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's not a cheap bottle, by the way. That's a special occasion bottle.
Nice.
All right, next question. You probably already touched on one of them, but R2, tell us who your top 3 favorite guitar players of all time are.
Is Eric in here? Eddie Van Halen is one of them.
Eric is in here. I saw Eric, with his new channel.
You got to say Eddie.
Eddie. Okay, that'll work.
Jimmy Page.
Yeah, that'll work.
Hey. Sorry.
And David Gilmour.
Oh, wow, cool. David Gilmour. Woo! Wrong there either.
Yeah. David Gilmour for the vibratos.
Okay.
I really liked the way he would hold out a note and shake it and bend it in a unique way. So that was cool. Jimmy Page with just being Jimmy Page, man.
Yeah,
just a variety of everything from acoustic. I mean, he's the one that got me into playing acoustic guitar to clean guitar to distorted guitar.
The being cool on stage.
And then Eddie came out with all the just being cool on stage, man. Just look at me, the confidence, the way he played those strings. Nobody like him.
Quentin James says that Guitar Hack and I were stalking Joe Bonamassa, but it was actually the other way around.
The other way around, yeah.
Where we were, he'd show up. It wasn't us stalking him. He was stalking us. Well, yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with that top 3. That's a pretty tight top 3, right?
Yeah.
So
but of course, after that you go into like the Ingves and
the Ingve. I saw Ingve live one time. That was a treat. It was.
Was it Gear Fest when he blew your ears out, or?
No. This was back in the day.
Oh, okay.
And the thing I remember the most about the Ingve show that night was he would chuck his guitar up in the air and catch it.
Yeah.
And he chucked it up in the air and missed it.
It didn't hit him, right? It didn't do it.
No, it hit the freaking stage pretty hard, though. And he played it off. It was so cool. What he did was he just got down on one knee on his pedal board and let the guitar just vibrating and freaking feeding back, going crazy.
Yeah, with the delay. Yeah, he probably put delay pedal on.
He started playing his pedals and freaking with all the pedals and just let the feedback go. And he made a thing out of it. It was like cool. He was like, yeah, I meant to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that Stratocaster didn't cost that much.
And they gave them to me. It's no big deal. I got 10 more back there. Have you seen the Ingve, the scalloped Strat?
Yeah,
he's got the scallop fretboard, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was working at Sam Ash. We had one of them in there, and people would come in all the time like, hey, let me check out that thing. You'd hand it to them, and like 30 seconds later, they'd be like, yeah, here you go.
Yeah, it's
freaking weird.
It's a weird touch. I played them, and you get used to it after a little bit. One of my guitars has scalloped fretboards just at the bottom last 5 frets. It's my Jackson Kelly.
Oh, down. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, and you know what? Believe it or not, in those high registers, it's perfect. I'm sorry.
What year's that Jackson? That's
Jackson's in early 2000. That Jackson, I looked it up. I found the story about it. I bought that guitar used at a Guitar Center. It was on the way top rack, wall hanger, and I saw it, and it had a gold Floyd Rose, gold hardware, and gold locking nut, and I knew right away. I'm like, dude, that's a unique guitar. So I go, let me see it. And the guy brought it down, and it buzzed like crazy. It was unplayable. It was so bad. But I looked at it. I looked at the whole guitar. I scoped it out, and right away I go, I can fix this. I can totally fix this. And I had a locking nut and a Floyd Rose, brand new from Carvin, that I ordered. And I popped it on there, and it stayed on there. And dude, that thing stayed in tune. All it was missing was there's a little plate that goes underneath the locking nut. That if the carve is too low, the routes.
R3.
That's an R3. That's the Jacksons are R3. Anyways, I popped that in, and that guitar sings, dude. That thing is like brand new.
So you get down there in the high register and play down there on the scallop.
I saw that, and I go, they did this on an ebony fretboard.
Oh, ebony!
Like, it's an ebony fretboard neck through, and the story behind it is a musician's friend exclusive that Marty Freeman did in the early 2000s, late 90s, 2000s, and it comes with the original case. The case is beat up. Whoever had it played it out. You can tell the case is just beat to hell. But the guitar is in great shape, and whoever owned this thing, the guy routed out a neck pickup on it.
Really?
And because it was only supposed to have
just a
single humbucker, and it was like a limited amount quantity for the Floyd Rose, because Marty Freeman didn't use Floyd Rose, but they put a Floyd Rose on there, and it was signed. But whoever had it must have just played it like it was just another guitar, because the signature wore off. You can kind of tell where the signature was on the guitar. But the scalp fret, going back to scalp fretboards, I think it's placed perfectly, because Steve Vai does the same thing with his guitars, where when you go in those high notes, more of your finger gets underneath, and you can kind of bend those strings.
Get a little bit more bend out of it, right?
Out of it, because what happens with those guitars is, as it gets down in the higher registers, it flattens out.
Right.
And it's great for bending and holding sustained vibrato, but sometimes your fingers may slip if they're sweaty. So the whole fretboard, I can see why people can be like, dude, this is crazy. Because I played it, and I go, you would have to have a real gentle touch. You can't
joke at the same
press down.
We're going to sell this guitar, because everybody's like, oh, let me check that out. And then they're like, oh, hell no.
Yeah. I would just be doing fast runs on that thing. You would playing rhythm of chords. They'll be like,
that's what Yngwie's all about, right?
There you go.
Last question for you, bro. This is where it gets tough. This may be the one you said you studied for. I don't know. This is the tough question. So here you go. You're about to be stranded on a deserted island with electricity. Thank God. And you can only take one guitar, one amp, one pedal, one album to listen to, plus one luxury item. What would those be? One guitar, one amp, one pedal, one album, and one luxury item.
The guitar would be my my Charvel. My Charvel Music Suit Custom Shop.
Yeah.
Nice.
What kind of wood is that? It's a natural. It's a natural
one-piece mahogany body.
Yeah.
It's a one-piece quarter sawn maple neck.
Nice. You've seen the guitar, right, Dave?
it's
You've seen the guitars, yeah, that thing's sweet.
yeah, it has a custom Seymour Duncan custom 5 in the bridge, which I think is unique, and a cool rail single coil in the neck. Instead of a hot rail, it's a cool rail, and the cool rails are totally cool, dude. If you don't like hot rails, try a cool rail. You'll fall in love with it.
Speaking of cool rails, that's what's in the new
SM1.
Yes, thank you.
We're gonna get to that in a minute. We'll get to that after bed, right?
So yeah, the Chervel, the amp.
I wanted to show you.
The amp, I would be now. I still own my Mesa Boogie gear, my Marshall gear, my PV 6505s.
Oh,
but I recently obtained a. Yeah, this is from all the years of accumulation, playing in shows with my band early on, and just getting into tube power, man. Rack gear galore. I went crazy in the early 2000s. My rack gear would look like a cockpit of an airplane.
That's awesome.
Hi, Kaylin.
Dude, there's something to be said for rack gear, man. Some of that stuff was great.
It was cool, dude. And I had the 88 preamps. I had the Triaxis, Mesa Boogie gear. So with all that love I have for tube gear, hanging out with you find friends. I know there's a lot of influence, and nothing against the Helix. I'm slowly getting there, but I bumped into the Yamaha THR 10X, and that thing just smokes. I mean, I can get the Van Halen tones, the heavy tones, the clean tones, right in that little tiny box. So yeah, that would be the amp, definitely, because if the power went out on that deserted island, I could put batteries in it. So I just got to take a lot of batteries. If I had to have a pedal, for some odd reason, an overdrive pedal, preferably a Tube Screamer or a Maxon OD808. For some reason, those are very nice, powerful boosts for the stuff that I like to play.
Type of some brand, green pedal of some brand.
Green pedal of some brand just to boost the front end. Awesome. Absolutely.
So what about the album? What album would you take? Yeah. What's your your go-to? You only get one. The rest of your days, you only got.
I don't know if you guys remember back in the day. I'm talking back in the day. This is a short age. There's a thing called 8-tracks.
Yes,
I used to have those. The first time
he's even got it.
I got Led Zeppelin 2 on 8-track. You guys remember that? Look at that tape right there.
Oh yeah, it's still. Does the tape still play, or is it completely worn the hell out?
I don't know, man. I don't even have a player.
Where do you find one?
8-track, baby.
What wound up happening is my brother. My parents had to work, and my sisters were older, and they moved on to college and stuff. And my brother had to take care of me, and he found this thing called a girlfriend. And so he would go see his girlfriend while he was supposed to be babysitting me, and go, here, I gotta go, I'll be right back. I don't know what he was doing. So he'd just go, here, just listen to some tunes. So I'm like 7, 8 years old. And so Zeppelin 2 was a big favorite of mine. But if I had to go on that deserted island and they gave me an 8-track, I'd take this with me. Women and Children first.
Women and Children.
Okay.
From Van Halen.
Ooh.
That's nice.
Nice.
That's pretty heavy.
I'll take that.
Those boys and girls, those of you that don't know, those are the original tapes.
Yeah.
Actually, the original tapes were reel-to-reel, which actually I grew up with a reel-to-reel.
Yeah, this predates cassettes. So the first time I heard Van Halen R2, God, so this would have been 78, 79. I would have been like 14 or 15, right? And my buddy came over, and he had one of those battery-operated 8-track boxes. It was
that's what my brother had. Oh yeah,
plunger on top to go change because back if the people in the chat are too young to know, on an 8-track you can't just go to the song you want. You got to listen.
Yeah.
You might have to
rewind.
You might have to listen to 2 songs.
So I don't know if you guys can see this. it was called an 8-track, but you had 4 selections right here.
Yeah,
1, 2, 3, and 4, and they were grouped. And there were sometimes you would hear a song, and it would have to end on track 1, and it would continue on track 2. So you would hear a song, it would fade. You hear this click, and then the song would fade back in. So you're that was some weird technology.
But if you wanted to listen to the third song on track 1,
you would have to
track 1 and 2 to get to number 3.
Yeah, there's no rewinding. You couldn't fast forward.
No, nothing. So the first time I hear it, Van Halen, the first album, right? My buddy comes over and he's like, "You gotta check this out." And he hands me a thing. I'm like, Van who? That's the dumbest name for a band. And he's like, "No, dude, he slaps that thing in," and I'm like,
yeah,
what just happened? We're like, what?
Yeah, exactly. That's what my brother goes, "Check this out, man."
Mind blown. I'll never forget it, dude. I was like sitting in my front yard, just hanging out in the summer, on a summer day. So it was great. All right,
that's awesome.
You gotta tell us what your luxury item is.
Oh, see, I didn't study for that one. I studied for everything else.
It could be. Our first guest said he was going to take his wife, which I thought was a good answer. Yep. I would take a pillow.
I remember you said that when Eric was on. you suggested a pillow.
I think I'd have to take cigars and a bottle of bourbon.
Well, that bottle.
But how would it refill, man? Because it would be like
a never-ending bottle of bourbon.
I'd take a still.
Yeah, still, yeah.
That a luxury item? I don't know.
Remember the Richard Pryor movie Stir Crazy?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're in the cell, and it's Gene Wilder.
I'm bad. I'm cool.
That's not bad. And they've been dogging them all day. They're digging rocks, and Richard Pryor's like, "I want my pillow."
That would be a good idea, because if you're on a deserted island, you would have to put your on a coconut or something. So, yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. You're represented over there.
Woohoo! Get your shirts, man. Show the love to show the
So luxury item would be like, if I could have, okay, that's a good idea. A pillow. I would love to have a pillow and unlimited supply of somebody. I just need ingredients. I got to be able to grow like hops on the island.
A lot of hops. A desalination machine.
I'll just brew my own brew. Yeah,
and some barley, and we're good.
Yep.
All we need.
I'll filter the water. We'll be good. Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious! All right, gang. You know what time it is?
Woo! It's Q&A time for our special guest, Mr.
If you have questions for the guest, throw those up in the chat. Please tag myself or Dave.
Yeah, R2's also in the chat. So
yeah, I got to catch up on it.
You can tag all three of us, or any of the three of us. We'll see it. Hi, buddy.
Or not.
There's some questions in here. I see something here with to Brian and R2 from Brad Miller. Would you learn when to change to the other track to hear the song you wanted? Yeah. You have it memorized in your head.
Absolutely.
How the song goes.
Hey, it was just like a tape too, like a regular cassette tape. You know, you would have to learn the track order.
Learn the track order. But the weird thing that I do right now to this day, I know what he's talking about. I think that's what he's talking about, is when you listen to it now, present day, do you go back and remember how those songs faded out into the next track? I do, because there are certain parts of the song where I go, okay, this is the part where it would fade out in an 8-track and then come back it would click and go into the next song, or the next, continuation of the song. And people go like, what? What are you talking about? And I'm like, 8-tracks, man.
8-track, yeah. Well, okay, so funny you mentioned that, because I'm a little younger than both of you guys, but
no.
I think you got me by a couple of years, R2. Anyway, of course, I grew up the way I grew up. anyway, we won't get into that for now. But my 8-track experience was with Elvis,
Okay.
and of course I remember
Elvis the Pelvis.
Elvis the Pelvis. Yeah, I remember listening to the 8-track. Our car had an 8-track player.
Yeah.
My mom had all the Elvis 45s, man. That was my first introduction to rock and roll.
Hey, dude, I grew up on Elvis. I love Elvis. Still to this day, I love Elvis.
Looking for trouble?
Scotty Moore, the granddaddy of rockabilly, man.
Yeah.
That some of that stuff.
I agree, man.
Oh, God, I love hearing that stuff, even to this day. And that's 40 years in the past. So
I'm looking at the chat. Krellbar brought up Grossberger from the Stir Crazy movie. Remember they put him in the cell with Grossberger? No, help me. Don't touch him.
Here's Guitar Hack asking R2, have you ever seen Kiss? Just asking for a friend.
Kicking well in the balls. It's all
you little turd.
Well, Hack, if you can tell your friend, I have not seen Kiss live. No. My brother did have the Kiss Alive double LP, and I would stare at it for hours on end. My mom threw that record out in the garbage, and I took it out of the dumpster to save it. Kiss Alive.
So Soda asks a question.
There it is. That's it.
Fans of the lot.
This is my original copy that I bought with my lawnmower money for $11, and I still have the fold out.
Oh my goodness!
Here is still the insert and the fold out. And
my brother still has the one that I'm talking about, but that thing looks so faded, man. Ours looks like it's been out in the sun.
Yeah.
One of these days,
the records are wore out though, but the cover's good.
That's cool, dude. It looks mint.
One of these days, I'm going to impress some of you Beatles fans in the chat.
Uh-oh.
Remind me and
you got the White Album, don't you?
No, I don't. I actually have something that way predates the White Album, and it's original. It's 100.
Rubber Soul.
Huh? Even predates that.
Oh. All right.
Original album, original cover, original sleeve, and it is authentic. So
sweet, dude.
So Soda asks, does R2 have the biggest hands of the lot?
Yeah, no. He wants to know how big your hands are.
My brother Paul Gilbert has me beat by
Look at this worthless freaking appendage. Look at that little freaking midget finger.
Wrong hand.
Tell me what that's worth.
What the heck happened there?
I don't know.
Wrong hand. Dude, you got some.
It's like, look at my finger.
I could cut that off and not even know it's missing. I play a lot of bar chords, folks.
I mean, I have these like short stubby fingers, man. I have a big palm, but like these short stubby fingers. It's just
like a birth defect.
Dude, you got long fingers. Ryan, you got
Soda's always ripping on me.
Except for that one.
Paul Gilberto over here. That's what I call Soda. Do other non-guitar players notice R2's fingers?
Chicken guitar.
You know, big hands.
We love big gloves.
Big hands, big feet.
Yeah, big feet.
A lot of guitars.
Big hands, big gloves. Oh, you know what they say about it. You know what they say about big feet. He wears big socks. And
yeah.
Dr. Dave, are you ready for your informative segment of the show? Since we need to keep this bad boy moving.
Right on. I'm ready.
That's right.
You ready to go?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
You ready to do this thing?
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen,
look at that.
Dave's tips and tricks.
Woo! Dr. Love.
All right, guys. So tonight we're going to cover a little bit of finishing work. So you guys know this has been the pet project for the last couple of weeks and whatnot. So I do mostly lacquer finishes. I'm not a big fan of poly finishes, and a couple reasons why. Poly is a bear and a half to repair. It's not an easy repair. It's not a quick repair. It's a difficult repair. Lacquer finishes are super easy to repair. Just drip fill. Let it look. Brian's got the mug. Let it cure for a couple days, and then scrape it out, and then sand it off, and you're golden. But just general finishing. This is not ready to flat sand yet. I need a couple more coats of lacquer on this. But so this is alder body, maple top, as most of you guys know. So nice thing about this is really you don't need any sort of grain filler on this. I mean, you can kind of see the grain. Get it light just right. You can kind of see the grain a little bit through there, but a couple more coats of lacquer, you won't see it. And it'll polish up like a mirror. You want to, when you're spraying, you definitely want a sealer under lacquer. You don't have to, but you're gonna use a ton of lacquer if you don't, because the wood will soak it in. So 3 or 4 coats of sealer, and then you can start with your lacquer. Once you get a good buildup on your lacquer or on your project surface, whatever, and this needs probably 2 more coats on the top and sides, and probably 3 on the back. Sorry, my dog's trying to eat my helix. Not good.
Bad dog.
Bad dog.
A cat.
And then it'll sit. So it'll sit for a couple of weeks at least, probably 2 to 3 weeks.
Really, that long to cure, huh?
Yeah. Lacquer takes a while to cure out. Hey, get over here. Lacquer will take a couple 3 weeks to cure out enough. And cure is the wrong word. Dry is the correct word. It'll take a couple 3 weeks to dry enough to be able to flat sand it and then polish it up. And then, so you
sit it out in the backyard at your Arizona home and accelerate the process?
You don't really want to do that. You want to keep it. You want to kind of keep it in a slightly more controlled environment, if you can.
Do its own thing.
Yeah, warm and low humidity is best. If you can swing it. You don't want to do lacquer in high humidity. It'll blush. And by blushing, that means, see, this is nice and clear. You can see the figure in the wood.
Yeah.
It's all nice and clear and pretty. What blushing means is that you'll get humidity trapped underneath a layer, and it'll turn white.
Get a white layer.
It'll turn translucent instead of transparent. So you have to use, you have to take
That's
extra
awesome,
steps. So you want to make sure your humidity is low, and ideally humidity anywhere 50% or under is ideal. You can spray at a little higher humidity, but
don't keep it with your cigars then.
Yeah, no, don't keep, try to keep it under 70, under 60% humidity. And Todd Flowers says he prefers True Oil in Florida. Yeah. If you can control the humidity, if you have a spray booth or whatnot.
More humid in Florida than it is in Mesa, Arizona, or Scottsdale, Arizona, right?
Yeah, for real.
Well, Dave, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but do you have a humidifier? Being so dry in Arizona, obviously.
I've got a humidifier sitting. I don't know which way it is. It's sitting right there. You can't really see. It's on the other side of the table. I've got and
that's what I kind of figured.
Our system has a humidifier built in too, so I try to keep it about 50% in the house.
Cool.
For between 45 and 50%. That's about what I try to keep it in the house for for all the guitars, and it pretty much stays in that range, 40 to 50%, which is fine.
Sweet.
So yeah, that's kind of my kind of lacquer, finishing tips for the evening for the Dr. Dave's.
So
That's awesome, dude.
How much longer is your dry time before you can get on to the finish sanding and everything? How much longer you got?
Like I said, I've got about 2 or 3 more coats on the top and sides, and I've got at least 3, maybe 4 coats on the back.
So we're talking a couple of weeks then with dry time involved.
3 weeks. I'll let it go 3 weeks before it's ready to flat sand. So I'm looking at about a month before I'm ready to assemble.
Wow, that's some patience. I didn't realize it was that involved to get the finish here after.
Yeah, and if you're doing so, I'm doing it all rattle can. I don't have any fancy spray equipment or anything. It's all freaking rattle can, and I'm using Mohawk products. I'm using pre-catalyzed lacquer, and I use pre-catalyzed sealer on this. This stuff's actually drying really fast, so it may not be
Awesome.
It may not be 3 weeks. It may be a week and a half once I get all the lacquer sprayed on it. So,
you guys are talking about painting motorcycles and such, and in the chat, Todd and the guys.
So
talk about how that compares.
You guys can. I mean, it's red. It is a red. It's a blood red. Is actually what it looks like in person. And
yeah, it's coming through to us kind of like a natural like brown color.
Yeah, kind of orangish a little bit. Brown. Yeah, but it's ox blood is what it is mostly.
Cool.
So it's a kind of a deep red, but any type of yellow light, which I actually have yellow light here, it's going to make it look a little more brown or a little less red. You can see when I tilt it in the right way in the light, you can see how.
Yeah, I can see the red. Yeah,
you can see deep red there. So
yeah, cool. Can't wait to see when it's done.
Yeah,
it'll be sweet.
We learn something new every day, man. That was awesome, dude.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. I'd like to get a kit and build a guitar one of these days. I know I got a good resource when I get stuck.
Yeah.
That goes for any of you guys, even in the chat. If you guys need help or want help on any like kit builds or anything like that, hit me up. I try to help out as much as possible. So awesome. I may refer you to somebody else to learn to learn some of the basics or tips, some of the stuff. But I have a couple of guys so all of my finishes are hand dyed, hand applied finishes. I don't spray finishes or cut dyes or color or stain, whatever you want to call it. They're dyes. They're hand applied dyes. But there's one guy that I use that I watch for that and learned how to do from that, and that's Big D's Guitars. I'll get you guys a link real quick.
Butterfly Ladybug Show, clap cactus.
Little pricklies.
This is Derek, Big D Guitars. The guy, he's how I learned how to do dye work from. He's got a plethora of videos. The guy that he builds custom guitars, and he knows his stuff. And yeah, Chicken Guitars already spoiled the last one, which is Brad Angove.
She's a guitar builder too.
She is.
She's watched the same videos. Yeah.
Well, who do you think referred her?
Yeah. Oh.
So, and that's Brad Angove. And
there you go in the chat. Follow that link.
He's the guy that I learned how to spray finishes and work finishes from. So if you guys are interested, give those guys a sub. They've got a friendly competition going on right now. Don't mean to necessarily promote a couple other channels, but
that's what we're here for, dude.
Those guys have been an immense resource. They've been great in answering my questions and talking with me throughout learning how to do all this stuff. So, yeah, take a look at those guys if you guys have any interest in doing any of this stuff. So that concludes the Dr. Dave segment for the evening. Moving right along.
Well, speaking of promoting channels, our buddy R2 is now at $2.99. So
what?
Posted his link to his channel again there in the chat. We need one more person to get R2R3 to 300. So we got to make that happen tonight. There's got to be at least one of you out there in the chat that's not.
A real quick
question. If I get 300 here, I'm gonna go grab a beer then.
Or Brian, go ahead.
Over 300. It's time for a cold one.
Yeah, Brian, I'll be right back.
Okay, sure thing, man. Brian asked me a question real quick. How many coats of clear do I put on to keep from wet sanding back? So, Brian,
Quentin's making fun of my little freaking
Brian, the way I do it is 12 coats, right? So I'll do at least 4 coats of sealer, and then 7 to 8 coats of finish. And the thing is when you start wet sanding or flat sanding, I say flat sand first, but start with like 800. You don't want anything aggressive when you start flat sanding. 800 is
R2. R2 is now at 301, baby.
Woo! Support for R2. Yes, sir. So yeah, just take it easy. Leave the edges alone. Don't sand the edges. If you have some orange peel around the edges, just go light with it. And do like 1500 or something like that. Don't go with the heavier grit on the edges, because you will burn through it in a heartbeat, because lacquer, any type of finish, does not like to stick on hard edges. So I hope that helps, man. If you have any other questions, just ask, man. So, okay. Well, now we have R2 back in.
I'm back. I'm reading Kalen's comments on here.
Hello,
you know what?
Our guy 62 in the chat. That's a new name. Thank
Kalen,
you.
I just want to let you know I had to beg these guys for a wrench because I know you were going to be in here, and I told them I didn't want to be timed out. So I got a wrench, so I'm protected.
Yeah, he was like, well, I might come on your show. Is Kalen a moderator? And you're like, yeah. And he's like, I'm not doing it unless I get a wrench, dude. So it is time for Dr. Dave, are you ready? It is time for These Go to 11.
Yeah.
That's right. Tonight 11. We are going to talk about, if I can make this happen.
Love it.
That's right.
We're going to talk about, let me go back over here because I'm
look at that.
We are going to talk about the Line 6 Power Cab 112, ladies and gentlemen. So last week we talked about the Helix LT that I got. Well, this is the cab that I got to go with it. It's called the Line 6 Power Cab 112. It is a FR power cabinet, which stands for full range, full response, if you're not aware. It works with all the other modelers like the Axe Effects or the Kemper or what have you, but it's specifically made to go with the Helix, right, as it comes from Line 6. It's got a lot of cool features. One of the things that I like about it is it's got these cool little legs. Like if you're a traveling musician and you just want to use this as a monitor, you just pop these little legs out. tilts right back there where you want it, which works out pretty cool. And it's got a lot of built-in really cool features. So this bad boy runs about $600, $599.99. It's got 250 watt Class D amp built into it.
So it's a digital power amp. Mm-hmm.
Digital power amp with a 12-inch coaxial speaker that was built for Line 6 by Eminence, specially built. It's also got a 1-inch Celestion compressor built into it. So other than all that, one of the cool things that it has is this mode situation going on right here. And so flat is your regular FR.
Right.
If you want to play with some other speakers in your cabinet, you can drop them out. So on your Helix, you've got a cabinet or an a combo or what have you. You can drop that out.
Sorry to interrupt, but so if you have a Helix Stomp, this guy right here is going to replace a block, basically replace a block in your Helix Stomp. So if you were having a hard time with an amp and a cab on the Helix Stomp because you're limited to 6 blocks, this can be your 7th block. Then we'll give you a cab. We'll give you a cab. So you've got a vintage 30s. You've got a greenback. You've got a
creamback. These are all Celestians, right? And that's just a touch of a button here. So, and the ring lights up. So when you go to vintage 30, the ring is red, greenback, creamback. And then you come down and you get the Jarvis, which these are all code names, right? Because they don't want to get copyright infringement. So a Jarvis is a Jensen PQ12, like what you'd find in some Fender cabinets, right? The Bayou is an Eminence Swap Fang from the Patriot series. And the Essex is a Bluebell. Like what you'd find in a like a Vox cabinet. So I mean, it's a pretty neat little deal if you don't want to just use the modelers for the different speakers and cabinets inside the Helix itself or whatever modeler you're using, because this cab can use like I said before, the Axifex or the Kemper. You've got all these little choices here. And then the last setting is completely off, which just makes it like a PA amp too.
So Eric brings up a good point too. Eric of Music Gear Network. With the 112, you can recall and change all of this via MIDI, via line 6 link from Helix.
Right. So
Helix, you can program all this in Helix.
Yeah, that was going to be my question about that. Like, how do you, when you switch between your channels, how does that switch? But yeah, there you go.
Well, here's the thing. This is the lower end of the power cab. There is also a power cab 112 plus, which is a couple $100 more. It has built-in MIDI in and out and more controls. And it also has 6 more speakers in the mode. So besides the 6 you get here, you get 6 other, you get 12. So it's the next step up. Like if you're a gigging musician, you might want that. And then there's also a 2x12 that just came out. So it's, same thing, but now you've got 2 12-inch speakers. So it's a pretty cool little setup. And I'm really, really happy with it for $599. If you think about what a Hughes and Kettner or any kind of 1x12 cab's going to cost you. And then you compare this to it with 6 different speaker emulations and a 250. I mean, this thing will put out 125 decibels 3 feet from the cab if you want it to. But with the little volume control on the back, you can dial it all the way down to bedroom practice level.
That's cool.
So it's very, very, very versatile.
Cool.
Very versatile.
I'm sure you can feel the dynamics through those speakers, man.
Yeah, because you're pushing air, and if you don't want, and the cool thing about it, it's also got the out. So here's one thing you could do if you're a gigging musician. You got a Helix. It's got 2 XLR outs coming out of the back. You run one into this, use it as your monitor.
Right.
You run the other one to the mixer, going to the going to the PA. Then you run the output out of this one also to the mixer. Now you got stereo. You got left and right. They both sound like what's coming out of your Helix, but you got this right in front of you as your monitor. I mean, it's so versatile. So many things you can do with it. It's really a cool piece of gear. So I like it.
Awesome.
I like it a lot.
Cool, man. And that's behind you, right? That's right over your shoulder.
Yep, right there. I got this like in my Helix right there.
I'm just, you know what? I have to crack up because it reminds me of the Brady Bunch because you have to go like, okay, this is Dave here, this is Brian here,
this is Dan, and this is Mike who's having sex with his stepmom.
It's weird, man. Because it's backwards.
Are we ready for our next segment?
We are, I believe.
Are you? This is our new segment, gang.
This is called Red Hot. So
Red Hot.
Man, you guys. Well, hold on. I'm sorry to interrupt you. You guys have a badass show right here.
We're trying to make it badass. Whether anybody is another question, but
yeah, we're trying, man. We're
all the pop-ups. Man.
This is all him. This is all dry.
StreamYard has all this built in, so I'm just having fun playing with
Brian's the man when it comes to this stuff. Dude, you got me, man. Yeah, Brian's the wizard behind all the shenanigans, man. I can't thank him enough. We're co-hosts and we're partners in this, and dude.
Good job, brother.
Dude outdoes himself, man. I appreciate it.
I just wanted to say that, man, because that's cool, man. You guys got some cool stuff going on here.
So, all right, we're ready for the new segment. Let me see if I can screen share this without jacking it up.
Let's
not promise anything.
Bro, first up, we have a 1973 Gibson Les Paul Custom. It's a one-owner Les Paul Custom. This price is actually pretty decent, guys. It's maybe a touch on the high side, but so this thing comes with 2 sets of pickups. It comes with a first-year Seymour Duncan 59 set, and it also comes with the original T-tops at $3,750. $3,450 is a really good price for this thing. It looks great. The case is in pretty good shape. The guitar itself is in pretty good shape. It says there's no breaks, cracks, or repairs. So, I mean, yeah, the nut's been replaced. It has been refretted with medium frets. So, I mean, it's and it's
10 pounds 2 ounces.
10 pounds 2 ounces, which, guys, for a pancake body, that's pretty good. And by the way, just looking at that case, that is at least a period correct case. So
sweet.
Anybody looking for a 73, this is a good deal. I can't remember which.
Sold.
This is a pretty good deal. $34.50, $33.50, somewhere anywhere in that neighborhood.
That's beautiful, man.
Split the shipping with the guy. As long as now I will tell you, the knobs are not those
original.
Those knobs are not original.
Yeah, but you can get You can get knobs.
Would they be speed knobs or?
No, it should be witch hat knobs.
Okay.
Like this.
Like the ones on my Classic. Yeah, I like those.
Witch hat knobs. So. Yeah.
But you could get if you wanted to.
You can find repros.
You can find a reproduction.
You know what I would probably do with it? I'd probably put like Bonamassa style, like have.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So
2 and 2.
2 and 2, right.
So yeah,
One of those Bonamassa signature models at Groons in Nashville. I'm like, what?
but a single owner 73 is fairly rare find, guys. So you at least know a little bit of the history, or you can get a little bit of the history on them. So they don't come with a logbook, but there you go.
What kind of tuners are those? I'm sorry.
So those are not original tuners. They should have been
right there. When I saw those, I'm like, those don't look period correct.
They should have been tulip waffle backs.
Okay. Yeah.
Like this. If you don't know what waffle backs are, those are waffle backs.
Right.
And then you can see the tulips. Sorry.
Ringtones, man.
Part of the entertainment.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, there have been a few things changed on it, but yeah, there you go. So that's item numero uno. What do we have?
Item
numero. Brian?
Item numero dos.
We have a 1978.
What?
So any of you guys that dig Robert Baker's KM, this is basically the same guitar minus the double cream bobbins and cover.
Look at the freaking binding on that thing.
So a 7-plot binding, white, black, white, black, white, black.
And that's an ebony fretboard, right?
It is an ebony fretboard, yes, sir. This one does have original frets.
Look at
that front and back.
Mm-hmm. Look at that neck.
Yeah. This one has the original pickups, which are I can't, Quentin. I'm alive, brother.
So you said that these are the original pickups?
Those are the original pickups. Yes, those are original.
Got one dink right here, but
patent number what? Yes. Yeah, both of them. Sorry.
That is just.
Hi, Mrs. Dave R.
Yeah.
I don't see these guitars like this too often, so it's strange to see the diamond inlay headstock with tobacco burst.
Yeah.
Freaking binding, man.
Dude, the
binding.
Brian's like binding, front and back.
Binding rocks.
The binding. I love the binding front and back. I think
it's neck. Look at this neck.
So you're looking at a 3-piece.
Yeah, that's a maple, right? Yeah.
Maple. Yeah. Everything in this period was maple neck.
Yeah.
If memory serves me correctly, this is a Nashville-made guitar because I believe that serial number, the last starts at a 500. The last 3 numbers is a 500, so that's a Nashville-made guitar. It does have a little bit of finish checking around the neck pocket or around the neck. That's normal. Yeah. 509.
8. 7.
8. Yeah. That's a 200. So this is a late 78. So it's a 293.
509.
78. 509 makes it Nashville. So anything 500 up makes it Nashville. Anything 400 and lower would be Kalamazoo.
Hey Dave, Quentin's asking
right there.
Dave, Quentin's asking if you can talk slower. He's getting a boner, he says.
So anyway, so this one, I can't remember off the top of my head. What was the price on this one, Brian?
We'll have to close it and look. $31.95, which seems rather reasonable.
So this one
with the case, brother.
Right, 1978. So you're out of the pancake era. So this is actual mahogany body maple top. I don't remember. It looks like it's a 3-piece maple top. So yeah, you're getting you're in the neighborhood with the free shipping. $3,000, 2,800, 2,900. Anywhere in the neighborhood is a good deal.
Yeah, if you'd made the dude an offer at 10% off, you'd be like around $2,800, and that'd sort of be stealing it.
Oh, that'd be a good deal. I mean, that'd be, you know, the guy's got average price right now.
Right.
It's a little above average.
Pretty.
2,400 is a steal on this. It didn't look like it had any repairs on the neck. So no headstock breaks or anything like that. Those are original frets. So if you like the low wide frets, that's all you, man. I love them.
He takes credit.
Hey, look, you can buy it. So yeah,
They'll take your house too.
So yeah, there's item number 2. Item number 3.
Wow, woo, dude, this is like gear porn heaven.
Gear.
Yeah. So
10% off.
Oh boy, watch out, everybody, Jackson
Solus SL2Q. So as you guys know,
Yeah,
I have one of those right here.
Mm-hmm.
That one.
I paid a lot less than that for it, but that's neither here.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, Guitar Center has these guys at 10% off.
We got a good friend in here that has one of those too.
Yes, I do. Mr. Jason Wade himself has
Jason
that
Wade.
one right there. The
Right there.
or
Yep.
the Caribbean Blue Fade. Excuse me.
Caribbean Blue, baby.
That's beautiful, man. He showed me that guitar. That's beautiful.
They're great guitar. They're good guitars.
That sky.
Yeah.
Whew.
So yeah, Guitar Center has these going on right now. 10% off coupon. Coupon code was shown there. I think it's August 10th. They're worth it.
Put your eye out headstock on them.
They got the pointy headstock.
That's all right, man.
Girl.
When people play Jacksons, man, you'll see the true feel of what a Jackson feels and sounds like. It's unique.
Binding.
They are.
Yeah, all right.
Well, I mean, you got
Brian's on the binding kick.
Binding.
You got binding all the way around. So you got neck binding, you got body binding on one side, and then you got headstock binding as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
just a couple of things. That is a Seymour Duncan custom in the bridge and the neck. It's a trim bucker on the bridge. It's a Floyd Rose 1000 series and 3-position. No splits or taps or anything like that. But neck through body. Just great guitars, man. I have 2 of them. I have the SL2 and the SL2Q. So, and that hand oiled finished neck is pretty freaking nice. So, a good deal if you're looking for a new guitar. If you can buy it used, buy it cheaper. You can get them for
Pretty sweet.
Yeah, that purple phase is nice. So, Guitar Hack played at Jackson today.
No.
Yes, sir.
I have footage of,
No.
I have
All right.
footage of Guitar Hack playing a Variax guitar. I'm just hanging on to it for future blackmail usage.
So the next item up for bids.
Oh my God! Oh Lord! Another one.
It gets better.
Woo!
Girls.
Bada bing,
This
bada
is.
boom.
Oh no! Oh jeez. This is the Music Zoo. I recognize this.
Music Zoo, baby.
Kramer, this is brand new, guys. This is the first one I've seen on sale. This is at the mute. This is the very first one.
Oh, dude, don't show that. It's sold. I'm buying it right now.
Look at that headstock.
Kramer. Yeah, this is the
Look
Kramer.
at that paint job.
Look at the picture.
2019. This is the what do they call this one? Maximum Steel.
Are you kidding me? When did this come out?
Dude, I just saw it. I just saw it.
It must have just come out, man, because I'm always on the Music Zoo.
Look at that finish, man. It looks like an ESP Japanese guitar.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, you got to remember. You got to remember, ESP was making the necks for Kramer back in the day.
Right.
Things sick or what?
So this is also a neck through.
Done.
You've got two Seymour Duncan cool rails in the neck and middle, and then you've got, I believe it's a
$700 off. What?
So this
Done.
Guys, this is brand
new. I'm calling Coletti tomorrow, man.
So I just, like I said,
wow.
I just wanted to showcase.
They got payment options, baby.
$59. Yeah, $59 a month, man.
Woo, $29.
What the heck? That is so cool.
16, yeah. If you finance through for 30.
Look at that thing. And that's not even in the light. That's like with the black. I mean, imagine.
Yeah, man. I can only imagine what it's going to look like up front.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So this is also a Floyd Rose 1000 series, and you've got tap options. So you've got coil split options here. You've got a 5-way blade, and you've got a coil split. So you've got a lot of tonal variation here.
And I'm telling you, those cool rails are awesome, man. I mean, I only have one in the neck. I'm curious to see what it will sound like in the middle position, but wow. And I think that bridge pickup may be a
let's see.
Oh, it should say
8 something. It's a Seymour Duncan.
They're all Seymour Duncan pickups. I'm pretty sure
it's cool rails and an alternative 8.
Alternative 8. I knew it was something 8. I'm like, I couldn't figure out. Alternative 8.
So that would be an Alnico 8. I would assume with the name.
Yeah.
Ebony fretboard.
Ebony
neck through.
12-inch radius.
Boy.
Red hot leads and chimney cleans, it says.
That is sweet, dude. So, I mean, all the guitars you're showing, but this, wow.
This is the new SM1, the new 2019 SM1. There's one finally for sale, so if any of you guys are interested,
red hot.
It's probably not going to last long if it's not still there. So
wow.
So that's all I had for red hot, guys.
Woo.
Hope you guys
enjoyed you had. Holy crap, dude!
That is sweet.
Sick.
That is awesome.
So that
all right. David Ennis is in here. David Ennis, cheers, brother.
Oh,
hey, David.
What's going on in the chat? Let's check in on the chat.
All right.
See what's happening over in chat land.
Dale Palmer, Lars Guitars, Soda, buy it. Buy it, R2. Buy it,
R2. Yeah. Soda saying buy it.
Caitlin says now everyone has awkward boners. Oh my God. Get a picture of that, Kaylin. I got to see that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Goodness. Thanks to all the people that have stuck through our nonsense. We still have to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you guys are great. We appreciate every one of you guys.
We hope you're having as much fun as we are because we're having some fun anyway.
That's awesome. You guys all rock, man. Everyone in this chat, man, is our buddies.
Guitar pick Chris just bought it.
Just bought it, probably. If it was
what?
ESP, you would have.
Chris is in here. Is Chris in here?
No, they're just making.
Oh,
yeah,
I got you.
Yeah, they're just picking
Chris was our guest last week, but I talked to him earlier today. I think he had some business to take care of tonight, so we'll forgive him for. He's going to watch the replay.
Hey, Mitch, thanks for coming and hanging out with us tonight, buddy. Have a good night.
Be prepared for Chris to leave a bad comment for R2 being
down just for fun. Kitty cat.
All right.
All right. You know what time it is?
It's time for
The Circüit Breakers.
Man, I don't know what's going on, guys. Nobody fill me in on what these guys are doing, man. So I might wind up naked at the end of the show here. So
this is our music news and comedy segment.
Indeed, it is.
Music news up kitty cat. It's music news and
quitting
people tricks. Circuit Breakers. So, Mr. Dave, I guess I'm starting off tonight.
Yeah, you are.
I'm starting off tonight. So the first circuit breaker tonight is I'm driving here, is the Godzilla guitar.
Man, that thing is
we got to go Godzilla.
Go Godzilla. A Godzilla custom guitar has been unveiled to mark the 65th anniversary of Japan's most famous monster. The guitar was designed by Godzilla's superfan, bear with me, Takamizawa Toshihiko. I took French in high school. I think I got that right. Japanese rock legends, the Alfie.
What?
I ever heard of the Alfie?
I thought you were going to say like Blue Oyster Cult or something, but okay.
No, Japanese rock legends, the Alfie, Alfee. Maybe you've heard of them. I haven't, but apparently they're rock legends in Japan. And the guitar was built by the Japanese ESP custom shop.
Yes, it was. See that ESP there in stock. Yeah.
Well, you know what that means, right?
Yeah.
It's limited to 5. Run of 5. It includes.
Hurry up, everybody! Hurry up!
It includes a thin U-shaped neck, 24 jumbo frets.
No, the U-shape turns me off immediately.
It has a real Floyd Rose and an active EMG humbucker 85 in the bridge.
That's the second non-redeeming quality for me.
The fretboard on this beast lights up with LEDs on the inlays.
Now that's kind of cool.
As do the dorsal fins.
Oh, come on.
When Godzilla reaches peak radiation levels, which is controlled by the player by a hidden switch. By the way, the input jack is hidden in Godzilla's foot.
Okay, I'm glad you said foot. Because
oh yeah, it looks like it's it's like right there below the volume knob.
Sure.
You too can have a Godzilla guitar. One of the 5. They are on sale at the Godzilla online store. Yes, there is a Godzilla store. They go for a cool 5.5 million yen, which comes out to approximately $52,000 US. And that doesn't say if it comes with a case or a gig bag.
Well, Hack wants to know. Hack wants to know if it comes in a lefty.
No, all 5 models are for righties only.
Sorry, you lefty players. You guys are screwed on this one.
There is, I believe, there's a kill switch that you press. That if you stutter the kill switch, it spits out fire through the mouth.
That's right.
All right.
That's amazing, man. Where did you guys find this?
That's damn cool, man.
Wow.
A disclaimer before you buy this guitar, in case you injure yourself on it, you cannot sue ESPN.
Yeah.
ESPN. You can't sue ESP after the fact.
Wow, dude.
All right, Dr. Dave, you're up.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, man.
Here we go.
So there is a new Elvis biopic coming out sometime in 2020, where Tom Hanks will be playing the revered Colonel Tom Parker. There is no news yet on who is going to be playing Elvis. But
are you kidding me? Are you guys serious with this?
Serious, man. This is
all factual information that after the show will be in the description that you can personally verify.
Wow.
No, this is all real deal stuff here. So it is said to be that Tom Hanks is going to play Colonel Parker, as you see there to
Kind of
I
looks like.
was looking at it. I'm like, oh my god. He's,
I mean, if Tom,
really, am I right? But
if Tom just gains a little weight and gets the chin hanging down a little bit further, it's dead.
Dude, he's dead ringer, man.
I think a snake. I think a snake bit me.
Get a cigar with a holder and the hat and a little bit chubbier chin. It's a dead ringer.
He's got the part, man. So, all right.
Oh, I guess I'm up next.
You're next.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alice Cooper is now a Disney character.
What? Oh,
yes, it is true. Legendary rocker Alice Cooper has been animated into a Disney character, and he will appear in episodes of the Disney Junior Network show Mickey and the Roadster Racers. Cooper's character is named Alistair Coop DeVille.
That's awesome.
And is portrayed as an old friend of Goofy's uncle. Being part of the Disney family suits me just fine, Cooper said, admitting he's a huge Goofy fan. And he says his favorite part of the character is the snake that comes out of his top hat.
Yeah, I saw that. It looks like it's alive there.
Yeah. So the first episode featuring Alice is titled Goof Quest, which finds Goofy, his Uncle Goof, Donald Duck, joining forces with Alistair to search for a legendary treasure in the jungles of Peru, which sounds riveting, unlike this show.
So, just a little quick thing. So, Alice Cooper, actually lives close by, close-ish by.
Catch him at the golf course if you're lucky.
As you may know, he is an avid golfer, and I met a guy that actually knows Coop, and told me a story the other day about how he helped out a lady. He was getting his hair done before he did a concert or something, and this is local. And the lady was talking about her son that was big into golf, and how she couldn't afford to buy her kid new clubs or anything. And he was just sitting there, and after he gets done, he goes back in and tells the lady, he says, hey, come out here, and gives this lady a brand new set of clubs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's the kind of dude this guy is. So
yeah, he's a good dude, man.
Just
you hear that a lot about him. He does a lot of philanthropy. I can't say
philanthropy.
He does a lot of charity work.
Philanthropic, I guess.
Yeah, I could say that before the bourbon kicked in. I can't say
that. So anyway, that was all I had to add. So.
Not even going to try.
No.
So, all right. You ready for the next one?
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
we have a new.
Are you ready for some scary stuff to happen again?
We have a new Halloween movie coming out in 2020.
Halloween Kills.
Halloween Kills, October 16th, 2020. Laurie Strode is going to be
with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis is going to be reprising the role of Laurie Strode, and so yeah, I'm a Halloween fan through and through.
You think you would have caught on after all these years? Don't go into the woods. Don't go into the empty cabin. Stay away.
And don't F with Michael Myers.
Where there's a lot of people and a lot of light.
That's it. No. So anyway, no, I'm a big horror movie fan. I love the old 80s horror movies.
R2, new Halloween movie coming out, R2.
Wow.
Halloween Kills, man.
You guys are like full of good news, man.
We're better than CNN. We're on top of it.
Man.
That's it.
Just real quick, everybody, put a thumbs up there. I know all of you haven't done it. Do it. Do it. Just because R2's on here.
Are we ready for the next one?
Let's do it.
What do you have?
Oh, I went too far. I about blew it.
Oh,
Oh, you
Ladies and gentlemen,
oh no!
as if it seemed Kiss had already managed to plaster their likenesses on everything humanly possible.
This is Hack's fault.
Enter Pokemon to cash in. The Japanese franchise has just introduced a new team of characters to its collection, and one of them appears to be inspired by Kiss's Gene Simmons. Reportedly, Simmons seems to be okay with this, which is somewhat shocking since he's not being paid by Pokemon.
Wait, hold on. We're just in. I think Gene Simmons created Pokemon. He invented
Pokemon.
Gene Simmons. Yeah, nope, news in. Gene Simmons created Pokemon.
Gene told Newsweek magazine, Pokemon has been part of our household for decades, ever since our kids first discovered them, and to see Pokemon paying homage to Kiss is flattering. But
yeah.
something tells me there is a copyright strike coming in Pokemon's near future.
You know, somebody's got to have the sound effect right now of the cha-ching.
Brian,
No. Wrong one.
There it is, boys and girls.
There it is.
Pokemon Gene, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, boy.
All right.
You know, even a Guitar Hack. Look at Guitar Hack's comment right there. Oh, shit, no. That says it all, folks.
And finally,
ladies and gentlemen,
Circüit Breakers. It's a classic case of who done it. and so to kick this off, the headline reads, "One of us has polluted."
Oh yeah, all my close friends know. Yeah, this
Fart forces country lawmakers to suspend debate in Kenya. So, no kidding, guys. And we're talking about the country Kenya. Yeah. No, we're not talking about crop dusting. We're talking about like completely clearing the room, Quentin.
I knew Kayla was going to say something.
A potent smell stirred a lot of hot air during a debate at Kenya's Homa Bay County Assembly Wednesday, forcing the speaker to suspend the session temporarily while air fresheners were brought in. Yes, these people actually brought air fresheners in because somebody crapped themselves so bad.
Oh, Lord. Oh.
While those attending the debate may be used to hearing calls of order, the session became such more odor-focused as members accused one another of being behind the foul stench. Who done it?
You did it. No, you did it. It wasn't me.
Honorable Speaker, one of us has polluted the air, and I know who it is. Julius Gayens declared, as the BBC reported.
The entire U.S. Congress on a daily basis, by the way.
I am not the one. I cannot do such a thing in front of my colleagues. The accused member replied, defending his honor. I didn't do it.
Yeah, like Quentin said, man, whoever smelled it, dealt it.
That's right.
Yeah. First guy to say it wasn't me is the one who did it.
Yeah.
Every time.
Just take a minute and drink this in, guys. Somebody farts and you're talking like an
important meeting or
Well, this is like an assembly. This is like a county assembly. So you've got your county commissioners and everything. And they're having
yeah, there it is. That's what I was waiting for. Oh, you guys.
Somebody crapped.
All right, how many thumbs down we got now? All right.
And they actually had to stop the session. It was so bad. They had to stop the session And bring in air fresheners.
Air fresheners. Come on, man.
Light a match.
No, don't light the match.
Now think about it. Think if that was you, that was the guy that cut it, and you're like, dude, should I say something right now?
No, claim it, man. I did it like, yo, it was me.
My kids do that sometimes. They go, ooh, Dad, what's that smell? Was that you? I go, I'll tell you guys when it's me, and I'll be proud of it. I don't deny it.
Exactly. You'll know.
When it's bad, it's like, hey, pull my thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pull my finger.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, that pretty much.
That's great, guys. Where you found that? That's awesome.
I actually looked up on that, and I saw the headline, and I
that's classic.
As soon as I saw it, I sent it to Brian. I said, "Dude, this is absolutely
And I was immediately like, "Oh, that's going last."
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I'm glad you didn't put that segment before the red hot.
Guitar act.
yeah.
Wearing a jetpack.
Somebody was wearing a jetpack that night.
Is he wearing a jetpack?
Yeah, see, Chicken Guitar says this is very R2R3 Lockingnut appropriate content.
All right, guys.
Oh my God, we've managed to torture our guest and our watchers, our viewers for an hour.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
No, you guys, I appreciate every one of you guys hanging in with us tonight. Thanks for coming out and showing your support. Like I say every week, if it weren't for you guys coming out in the chat and hanging with us, we wouldn't be here. So, please show that. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate every one of you guys. R2, R3, buddy, thanks for coming and joining us tonight, man.
Thank you guys, man. This has been like tons of fun. This was awesome. It's like hanging out with just our friends.
Yeah.
And everybody in the chat, man. Everybody in the chat is awesome. I like to thank all the people that subscribed to me and unsubscribed to me and came back and subscribed to me.
I'll unsubscribe and then resubscribe just so it looks good. Feel good.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on, brother. We really appreciate it, man.
We really do.
Awesome, man.
Great
Always a pleasure, man. If you guys want me to come on, I'll do it again. This will be awesome.
So
we got. Go ahead, Dave.
Real quick, guys. I know we added a new segment tonight. Please leave us the comments down below what you thought of the new segment. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, what something else you might like to see. Please leave us your honest feedback in the comments below. But we appreciate every one of you guys coming out and watching, and all you guys on the replay. Again, we appreciate you guys too. Let's continue to grow this thing, and we'll see where it goes. I'm having a lot of fun, and that's what it's all about for me.
That's what it's all about, brother, man.
Brian,
yeah,
fun.
An extension of my hobby, and I just wanted to say, everybody in the chat, thank you so much for joining in. If you'd be so kind, hit the thumbs up, maybe sub our channel if you aren't already, which you probably are. Please absolutely sub R2R3's channel. We'll put that link up again for me, Dave, and it'll be in the description. Obviously, after the show, we'll have a link there. He's got a bunch of great videos. You got to go watch his top 10 best guitars, because that's a really cool. You got some really nice gear there, bro.
Thanks, man. Thanks, brother.
Yeah. So, and guys, guess what's happening next week? Episode number 4 next Wednesday night. Another special guest. And we're not going to tell you who it is, because
we are not.
You got to tune in to see. That's part of the game.
Actually, I may drop a little spoiler here.
Are you going to spoil?
No, not completely. I said a little spoiler.
A little spoiler.
Little spoiler. That person is in the chat.
Ooh.
Not going to say anything more, but that person is in the chat.
So that narrows it down to 24 people.
that person has been in the chat tonight. So there's your tease for there's your tease. Hashtag tease. Thank you, Sandra.
So more than likely, another
There's some people throwing some hints out there.
Another member of our community, more than likely.
Yeah, that would be a really good assessment, Brian.
I have no idea who you guys are, but go ahead.
Yeah, whoever your community is, but
Captain Obvious over there. No, I love you, man. But anyway, I don't think I have anything else. Tune in next Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll have a new special guest. Who knows? We may have a new segment. But look for the same old characters. Me and Brian will be here. At least as far as I know now, the same segments will be in place. We'll have some new stuff.
Yeah, down below, let us know what you like and what you don't like. The show's all about, having fun with you guys.
And it's all about you guys too. So again, thanks everybody for coming out. And
rock on.
You guys have an awesome week. Have an even better weekend.
Rock on, guitar dudes and dudettes.
Thanks
for coming on, R2, man. We appreciate you, dude.
Thank you guys, man. That was awesome.
We'll catch everybody on the flip-flop.
Awesome.
Like I always say, if you can't be good, at least be good at it. Take care, y'all.
Thanks for joining in, everybody. We really appreciate you guys. We'll see you next Wednesday night. Rock on.